Welcome back. It is Hearness Awareness Week, and it's a time to shine a light on the fact that noise-induced hearing damage is often irreversible. Experts are sending out a warning about a little-known danger that can put people at risk for permanent hearing loss. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains how playing video games can cause hearing damage and has some simple ways to protect your ears.
It's a popular pastime that continues to grow. On average, gamers ages 18 to 35 spend about 17 hours every week playing video games in the U.S., according to a 2024 Video Gamer Safe Listening poll.
Over half of them are playing at levels that are too loud. And our hearing is something that we take for granted until we lose it.
Audiologist Lindsay Creed says gamers now often use earbuds, headphones, or headsets, which can put loud noises close to the ear, and over time, that can cause significant damage.
There's often not much we can do to get it back at that point.
But Creed says noise-induced hearing loss is preventable. First, turn down the volume. Keeping it to about 50% or less can reduce risk of damage. Next, take listening breaks every hour. Even a few minutes can help your ears recover. Finally, use headphones that offer protection, like ones that are noise canceling.
This will help reduce the noise in the user's environment and really allow them to resist the urge to crank up the volume of the game to compensate for what's going on around them.
Creed says children and young adults are most vulnerable to this type of hearing loss and may not be able to put into words that a sound is too loud. So she says it's important that parents stay aware and promote hearing care.
They can still play their games and have fun, just in a safer way.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
An update now on one of the most touching stories Boyd Huppert has told in his Land of 10,000 Stories. 4 years ago, we shared the story of a young family that spread their father's ashes at the backyard hockey rink that he had built for them. From that sad moment, there is a wonderful update, but first, the story of Brad's rink.
Valentines and roses can say affection.
Hey!
But in Foley, Minnesota, a backyard hockey rink
Get it, Ma!
says love.
I've tied 7 pair of skates today.
The rink where Beth Harrison,
My hands are gonna fall off.
daughter Isla, and son Beckham can be found.
I'm all good.
At a time in their lives,
Center.
they have never felt more lost.
I feel a lot of responsibility for my family.
He's always been the best dad ever. It's always been for his kids.
Beth's husband, Brad, the kind of dad who'd design a luge course for his children, host their outdoor movie nights,
Absolutely.
and talk his reluctant wife into a backyard rink.
I was completely against it. I didn't want the upkeep. I didn't want to deal with it. So I said, fine, but I'm hands off.
Brad, on the other hand, was all in.
This was his accomplishment. It was a way for him to spend tons of time with the kids.
The high school hockey player turned hockey coach to his kids, built both a rink and the life of which he dreamed, till everything came apart.
He was diagnosed January 21st of 2020. Of small cell carcinoma of the prostate.
Beth had wrongly thought she'd prepaid her family's cancer dues after her own battle with stage 3 breast cancer 3 years earlier, a battle her husband couldn't win. Beth and Brad spent all of last summer at a lakeside campsite making memories with their children before sharing with them what fall would bring.
We just held them and tried to answer their questions. But it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Also hard for Beth's husband, who recorded for his wife and kids this video.
I hope that, they can be okay with me being gone. And that, I just worry a lot. It's going to be hard.
Brad's hockey friends asked if there was anything they could do.
You want to do something, you don't know what to do.
The only thing that I couldn't do myself was this rink.
All Beth needed to say
We're a tight-knit group, us hockey families.
for this tight-knit group to show up November 1st, study Brad's hand-drawn blueprints, and assemble his rink. 12 days before he died, barely able to get to his bedroom window, Brad looked out and saw love.
So this time of year was one of Dad's favorites, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, a season later,
And he loved to skate with you guys.
his wife and kids are bringing Brad back to his place.
Can I have a hug? You okay? It was a way to keep Brad with the kids for a little bit longer.
Brad's rink, now lovingly tended by the half of his marriage that once hadn't wanted it.
He would be very proud that I did it. And he would know that I did it for the kids. Just like he would have.
3 months since Brad's death.
No!
Beth, her kids, and an assortment of friends spend every free minute on the ice. Confident if they are here,
Tonight was so fun.
It was.
then Brad is here too.
You're part of the family.
He was the best dad. He really was.
Boyd Hubert, Carol 11 News.
Okay, you want to help me?
Foley.
Well, since that story aired in 2021, much has changed for Beth and her family. Beth is now remarried to Cole Flick, who lost his wife to cancer in 2017. Cole has 4 boys, so Cole and Beth now have a large blended family. And as soon as they married, Cole embraced the job of hockey rink builder, continuing the tradition started by Beth's late husband, Brad. Stepbrothers Beckham and Jacob use the rink frequently and are now both playing organized youth hockey. I've seen that story before, no matter how many times it gets me. Stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.